Let's get ready to rumble. I don't know what the fuck I'm thinking, man. Anyway, welcome back. Yeah, welcome back to the Thread of Thought podcast. Yes, yeah. Anyway, yeah. In this episode 2, this is how I learned, to embrace the artist within. Yes. It was an uphill battle, man. It was an uphill battle. Of course, I'm black. Black family. What is art? What the fuck is art? How the hell are you going to get paid with being an artist? What the hell? No, gotta get a job. Work for the white man. So yeah, man. It was a long journey for me to get here. It was a long ass journey. I just didn't give up. I just kept. It was just something that it kept haunting me, man. It kept haunting me. When you got something, that you just know whatever happens, you just won't let go. It's in your blood. It's who you are. You are an artist. That's me. And I'm pretty sure there's many of you who are listening to this podcast. And you have pretty much went through the same thing. This started way back when I was like still in primary school. One day, I was going to I think I was going to like fourth grade, and there was a friend of my mother's who recently opened a school, so I had to like move to her house so that I would be closer, I would be closer to like the transport and everything like that, to go to the school. She was the owner and she was the principal of the school. So I went there, and yeah, man, you know how it is. I'm still like a young kid. I was so comfortable with my own family, and now I gotta move, and live with a new family, new people, and everything like that. I was, that's when I just sort of discovered that I was a little bit of an introvert. I wasn't comfortable with other people. But then, yeah, over the years, it worked out. Whatever. It worked out fine. Anyway, while I was staying there, the woman, who had recently opened the school, she had a son. Yeah, he was a lot older than me. Yeah, man, he was into art, man. He was into art. He was a great artist. He had these drawings. They were pretty cool. I remember watching these drawings. And I was like, wow, what the hell? This is dope. How can I learn this shit? And then yeah, man, that's sort of how my journey started. I started, learning, scribbling, making ugly ass designs, drawing, everything like that. And then yeah, man. And then I think she also like motivated him to sort of like pursue his his dream for art and everything like that. And I was inspired by that. Because like over the time, my mom wasn't really fond about this whole art shit. She wasn't really, she once threw out my sketchbook. Yeah, that really hurt. I never forgot about that. I really fucking had. Anyway, yeah, man, she once threw out my art book, and I was like seeing this woman, she motivated her son, she motivated him. She took him to art school. She took him to all these places, and she also started, doing sort of like this extracurricular, whatever the fuck not at school, where you would also, we would draw there, we would have like a class where you would go in, you would sort of like take whatever the hell inspired you, and you would draw, and yeah, and it was pretty cool, because like I had people who didn't even understand what was the shadows and everything like that. So when I was drawing, I was pretty like I was like almost sort of like a natural, because I loved drawing. That was something, from the first time that I saw like a drawing, I was pretty interested, because I used to also not even understand, how, a drawing could look as if it was 3D on the paper. I wanted to learn that, like, how do you do that? How do you draw something like that? So yeah, man, over the years, I've been met with a lot of resistance, when it comes to, being an artist. It's been something that I've had to take responsibility on my own to sort of like pursue, drawing, pursue being an artist and everything like that. So yeah, man, it went from like one way of being an artist to another way, because I kept being discouraged. I would stop and everything like that. So yeah, man, at first I used to be like into drawing. Like I would scribble everywhere, in my notebook, in school, in desks, in everywhere. And yeah, man, I've gotten into my own fair share of trouble, because of this shit. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, after primary school, when I went to secondary, the sort of like the passion for art, sort of died out. When you go into the, it's sort of like, choose your subjects. These are your subjects. You don't do nothing else. This is it. You do these until you're done and you get a fucking job. So yeah, I did that. My passion for art sort of died out. Yeah, it was still here and there. I would still try to draw anything. And one thing that I also noticed is that, like, I think it was almost sort of like a coping mechanism for me, because back then when I used to scribble and draw in my spare time and everything like that, I was also academically, doing well. And then now, when like it became strictly, just books, do not touch a pencil unless if you're fucking drawing a line. That's it. Just draw a fucking line. I also became my academics also became sort of like trash. Anyway, so I realized I had to go back to my love for art and everything like that. Unfortunately, drawing, it's sort of something that it died out. I stopped for way too fucking long. But then I've recently tried to start doing that. I remember after high school, I realized that I'm an artist. I'm an artist. It's something that I cannot run away from. So that's when I got back into it, and I found my passion once again. It was still in the realm of being an artist, and this time around it was being a graphic designer. Yeah, man. So yeah, I sort of dived into that. Learned everything. YouTube is like the best platform if you're trying to get like tutorials on literally everything. It's free out here. All you have to do is just get some internet access, and that's it, man. You are going to be like introduced into a world where you can literally learn everything you want. You can learn how to draw. You can learn how to use Photoshop. You can learn how to use Illustrator. Everything. You can learn how to use these apps about video editing and everything like that, and all the stuff. So yeah, man, it was pretty a fun and eye-opening experience. And obviously in the back, I'm not raised in a family where you sort of like just pushed to do whatever you want. It's always first get a job, and then after get a job, maybe you can pursue your fucking passion, whatever the fuck it is. And it doesn't really work out. I definitely know that once you get a job and everything like that, you're going to be synced into that world, depths and everything like that. I'm not discouraging it. If you are totally, if you have a total tunnel vision that you really want to escape and sort of like make money with your own artistry and everything, that you can still do it. So yeah, man, it was hard, everything like that. So once I discovered that art was just something that was within. I dived right back into it, with this whole starting a brand and everything like that, being passionate about talking about art, being passionate about helping people when it comes to art and everything like that. So yeah, this was my journey, to start and sort of like embrace the artist within, because I feel like once you go from like being a teenager into being an adult, you sort of struggle with trying to find your place in the world. You struggle to trying to find whatever it is you might be good at, passionate at, something you do, that doesn't feel like work. It just feels like something you just love to do. And fortunately for me, this is something I discovered way back. I discovered this way back from a young age, but because I didn't really have that sort of like a strong support structure, it's something that sort of fell off. And I also went into this whirlwind doubting myself, trying to question, what my passion really was and everything like that, until I sort of like decided to look back and realize, like, hey, you had something you were really passionate about, you had something that you were really good at. Why not go back into that and try to cultivate it, and try to do it in the best way you can, and also try to find way in which you can create an income. So yeah, man, you already know, if you're an artist, if you've always known that you have been an artist. You've sort of like loved some, maybe you love to sing, you love to draw, you like to dance, whatever it is that you like, do that. Do that, and the money will come along, man. Do that. Just keep on doing it. It's going to be hard. You're going to wake up some mornings, not feeling like, yeah, fuck this, I don't want to do this anymore, I just want to get a job and everything like that. But then that's the funny thing. You're going to wake up and envy somebody who was brave enough, to push forward, and and do it to the level, to the highest level that they could do it in. And finally, they broke through, and lived a life where it was, they did what they loved. They did what they loved, and they finally discovered a way to make a living to whatever it is that they loved. So yeah, man, you are going to be faced with a lot of opposition, with going into this. Fortunately for you, maybe if you have like very supportive parents, that would be dope. There's a lot of us who are less fortunate. We do not have understanding parents. It's always like, go work for the white man, or whatever the fuck. Anyway, yeah, man, I'm not, and don't get me wrong, I'm not discouraging you from getting a job. You can and should get a job, because, like, come on, how else are you going to finance your love of whatever art form that you do? How are you going to get the equipment? How are you going to maybe like get a studio, whatever it is? Yeah, man, get a job. Just always stay focused on your love of the art form. You stay focused, have a tunnel vision and go for it. You're still going to get people who are going to tell you that it doesn't pay. What are you doing? You're wasting your money. But then if you know that this is what you want to do with the rest of your life, if you know that this is just something that's just going to be an itch that it's just going to be something that won't get off your back, you're still going to be thinking about it even if you stop doing it, because it's just something that's in your blood. It's who you are. You are an artist. That's what and who you are. So yeah, man, you just have to go for it. And I won't lie to you, man, it was hard. It is still hard. They are embracing the artist within. It's something that you sort of learn to work with day by day. Yeah, man. So yeah, man, you're going to be met with a lot of opposition, and yeah, you have to be strong, man. You have to be strong. You have to be, I don't know, whatever favorite hero, movie, comic you like. So just imagine yourself as that guy. Maybe that's how you can find motivation. You can find motivation by literally being Superman. Never giving up. Always getting up and all that stuff. Whatever sort of whatever way you'd like to stay motivated, go for that. One way in which I've discovered that it's sort of like a drug, and it's a drug that doesn't really help. The only motivation is to get up and do it. Period. That's the only motivation. If you're going to spend the whole day just listening to those motivation tapes on YouTube, they're talking about you have to get up and do it. You have to get up and do it. Don't die and have regrets and everything. And oh man, now I feel pumped. Now I'm like, woo, I'm going to get this shit and I'm going to do it. And then the minute, literally the second that videotape ends, you go back to being lazy again. Literally, like, you go back to being lazy again. You're like, maybe I might do it tomorrow. Yeah, no, man. Staying motivated is always getting up and do it, whether you like it or not. Just get up and do it, man. Just get up and do it. You know, and embrace the artist within. Ideas and creativity is always going to hit you like literally at any moment of the day. You're always going to have an idea. Oh man, what if I do this? Oh man, what if I get up and do that? Oh man, that would be dope. And you can like keep a journal and just write it down and just go into it. So yeah, man, embracing the artist within. It's all about truly accepting who you are. Truly accepting that you're an artist. Do not envy whatever else somebody else could be doing. Do not envy. Do not stop being an artist because somebody found out a quick get rich scheming way, and then you stop this. And then you stop pursuing your artistry, and then you just dive into that, and then maybe it might not even work out. Stick to who you are. Stick to your true self. This is who you are. You're an artist. Stick to that. Always find out new ways of how you can better yourself. Pick up books, experiences, everything. Listen to me, listen to this podcast, can also be part of something that can help you, embrace, the artist, or the artist within. So yeah, it's been an interesting journey, from like childhood to now, where I'm like 23, to finally, just accept that this is the journey that I'm going to go through. No matter how hard it gets, I'm going to see it through, and I'm going to make sure that it's going to be a success. Whatever it is, it doesn't necessarily have to be about clothing, and this is why I created this podcast. Think about where this journey might end. Think about where this journey might lead. Think about all the people that you can possibly help, all the people that you can possibly employ, or because this whole chain of high school, university, work for the white man. As a black community, it's something that we have to sort of like look into in a new lens, like where entrepreneurship has to be something that's pushed for all the black kids, man. It has to be something that it's supported by parents. It's supposed to be something that is influenced by the media and everything like that. So yeah, and you already know, unfortunately for you, if you are listening to this and you happen to be black, you already know it's going to be extra hard. So yeah, man, you have to just pursue through it and just do it at the best level that you can do it at. That's all you can do. Just keep on doing it. Create connections, create friendships, with people and always surround yourself with people that are going to help you, that are going to help you with your journey in being an artist. That's how you can start embracing the artist within. That's how you can start embracing who you are, your true self. That's how you can stop worrying about trying to figure out your place in the world. You already have your place in the world, and your place in the world is being an artist. Your place in the world is always seeing things in a new perspective. Your place in the world is always trying to take simple things and creating them in a new way that people never thought about. That's how you're an artist. You're always looking into the world with a new different perspective every day. And that's what being a true artist really means. So yeah, man, it was a shitty journey to getting here and finally accepting that this is who I am. I'm an artist, and then I have to just pull through and find my niche in this whole thing. So yeah, man. And another thing is like, do not try. Okay, do not try, just be. When you finally discover that you whatever it is that you want to do in life, you also start to discover that, yeah, you stop trying, and you start to just be, it just becomes who you are. You stop trying, to beat yourself up in the morning and be like, oh man, get up, man, get up, you gotta do it, it stops feeling like a drag in the morning. You wake up and you're happy, you're like, oh man, all right, let's see what we can do today. What can I do as an artist today, that's going to to push me forward, to sort of like help me put my leg, in front of my other one, and sort of like, push through. So yeah, man, that's how it is when it being an artist. Yeah, it's an interesting ride. It's an interesting ride. Yeah, jump in the bandwagon, man. Let's go. Let's fucking go, and let's be successful. Let's be successful. I hope, to finally, I don't know, bump into someone one day who listen to my podcast and be like, oh man, maybe they're your podcast help. Yeah, but maybe it didn't help. Maybe it's fucking annoying. The fuck, I don't know. I'm just blabbering. I'm just telling you, how it is on this other side. How it is, being an artist. How it is, to start a brand. How it is, to always, think, that, you're different when whatever it is you're doing is different, and to be smacked in the face and realize, nah, it's not different, and you have to like go back to the drawing board and be like, okay, okay, what now? And then it always happens in the moment where you give up. It always happens in the moment where you truly realize that, you can't do it. That's when you start doing it. When you truly realize that you can't do it, and you're like, oh fuck it, okay, cool, I'm just going to dive in, and I'm going to find my way through. That's how that's how you start, truly being to be an artist. When you stop, trying to copy, when you start, and you start being inspired. Don't copy, be inspired. This is something that, that I always say. It's don't copy, be inspired. Inspiration is always going to help you discover something new that you can put out to the world, and in that way, you can create, you can carve out your own way to being an artist. So yeah, man, embrace being an artist. I know how hard it's going to be. Trust me. Your closest people, you look up to, might even tell you that you cannot make it. Okay, they'll tell you that you can't make it, you can't make money from this shit, drop this shit. And maybe, you know to some of you, if you're not really that passionate and serious about it, it might be the truth. You might have to drop it. You might have to drop it and, go back to society and, get a job, man. Get a job. Because it's one thing to always, just lay in bed and just daydream about, being successful, with your passion. And it's one thing to get up in the morning, and just do it, and people who might be, advising you, to get a job and everything like that, it might help for them to, to see you get up in the morning and hustle, and always try, to find a way in which you can, pursue your dreams. So yeah, man, for some of you, yeah, it might be, it might be the truth. If you're not hustling, if you're not doing it at the to the best of your level, you might have to, go back and to be, to get a job. It's nothing wrong with getting a job. It's nothing wrong. But then if you really feel that, you are an artist, and this is how you would like to make a living, this is how you would like to make an impact in the world, this is how you would like to lead and inspire people who might come, after you, to go after it, and then it might be something that you might consider going into. So yeah, man, always embrace the artist within. Let's go, let's do it. And for all my niggas, who are thinking about starting a brand or whatever the fuck it is that you want to think of, you want to start up, man. Let's go, man. Let's start it, man. Let's start it. I wanna see y'all, showing me, how far you done came, you know, maybe from discovering my YouTube page or whatever it is. So yeah, man, let's fucking go. Let's fucking go, man. Let's fucking go. We always have to just start. You know, I don't even have that much content for me to post up on YouTube, but I'm always thinking about shit that I can come up with, you know, that can be of value to whoever, you know, decides to listen to this type of podcast or watch my video. So yeah, man, let's fucking go, man. Let's fucking go. Let's do this. All right, let's do it.